This happened when I was around 8 years old, back when my church used to host this big Easter festival every year. It wasn't just a simple service or egg hunt. They went all out. They'd rent bounce houses, set up food stands, even have a little petting zoo in the parking lot. It was a huge deal for the whole town. That year, they added something new, an Easter adventure maze in the gymnasium. They covered the whole place with fake hedges and sheets, set up winding little paths, and scattered plastic eggs along the way. Some had candy, others had prizes inside. I remember being so excited to go in. The rules were simple. Go through the maze, find as many eggs as you could, and exit on the opposite side. They told us not to run or tear through the walls. Easy enough. When it was my turn, I grabbed my little basket and darted in, heart racing. At first, it was awesome. The maze was packed with colorful eggs, and the walls were high enough that you couldn't see over them. But after a minute or two, I realized something was weird. There were no other kids around me. No giggles, no shouts. Just silence except for the occasional rustle of the sheets when the air conditioning kicked on. I figured I had just gotten lucky and ended up in a quiet part of the maze. Then I heard footsteps behind me. At first, I was relieved, thinking it was one of my friends catching up. I turned around, expecting to see someone from my Sunday school class. But instead, there was this tall figure standing halfway around the corner. It was a man in a rabbit costume, but not like the cheerful ones you see at the mall. This one was wrong. It was dirty and too tight, almost stretched over his body. The fabric was matted and gray, and the headpiece hung at an awkward tilt. He didn't say anything, just stood there, blocking the path I'd just come from. I didn't know what to do, so I smiled nervously and turned back around, pretending I hadn't seen him. I started walking faster, weaving through the maze, my hands sweating so much I could barely hold onto my basket. Every time I glanced over my shoulder, he was still there, closer each time, not running, just walking steadily, patiently. Finally, I saw the exit sign hanging above one of the gym doors. I sprinted toward it, pushing past the fake hedges, knocking over some of the walls. I didn't care about the rules anymore. I just needed to get out. When I burst through the doors, gasping for air, a few parents and volunteers looked at me like I was crazy. One of the women came over and asked what was wrong. I told her about the man in the bunny costume. They searched the maze top to bottom after that, but no one ever found him. The church claimed it must have been a volunteer in a costume who forgot to take it off. But I know that's not true. The volunteers wore bright pastel vests, not dirty gray fur suits. I never went back to the Easter festival after that. Every Easter, no matter where I am, I still find myself glancing over my shoulder, half expecting to see that filthy rabbit standing there, waiting.